Hello and welcome to Nick, aka the Batman. Who are you people?
Well, I'm Mason. What's your name? Because you kind of...
Hello.
What's your name? You
You
stuttered.
kind of failed us, Gilbert.
Yeah.
That's
kinda revealed-
Arkham Knight, because that's the closest thing we have to Marvel games.
We know it's not Marvel, kind of the
So,
opposite.
I guess
But hey, you know,
I guess I'll start playing as Nick starts as somebody.
well, actually, of course, we got to talk about some of the news.
Oh yeah, the news.
First thing I want to talk about personally is the fact that the Deadpool game that came out in 2013 for last-gen consoles is getting remastered for the PS4.
Oh, that's
they
always
put
good.
out a trailer, which, if memory recalls me right, looks like the same trailer they did for the original one, but just to announce that they're remastering it. But what are you guys' thoughts?
Well, I've never
I'm
played a
excited for
Deadpool
it,
game,
'cause
but it sounds
I
like
watched-
pretty good.
Yeah. I watched the original game and I think it was amazing. So I'm most definitely probably gonna get it.
Because, I mean, if anybody
Yeah.
knows, Deadpool's one of Marvel's awesomer characters. Speaking of that, we're speaking of Marvel movies.
That's
Deadpool's a Marvel
debatable.
character. They recently had a Deadpool movie, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Yes.
they set out a trailer for that. They're going to have a Deadpool movie 2016
Oh,
next year, I
okay.
believe. I mean,
And I mean-
Ryan Reynolds looks like he's going to be having a fun time playing the character.
Speaking
Certainly
of,
looks devoted to the film.
I mean, movies have a lot of stuff to go with them, like, I don't know what it's called, but like action figures and stuff like that. I guess it's like, I don't know, but like Fallout 4 had their own beer, so maybe like the Deadpool game or the Deadpool movie will have complimentary chimichangas.
That would be amazing. That would enhance the experience overall, I feel. Microwavable chimichangas,
Yeah,
truly in the
That
spirit
would
of it.
be majestic.
even though I've never had a chimichanga. But in
You
in
never
other
had a
news-
chimichanga?
You've never had a chimichanga?
no,
You are missing out, my friend.
You're a mistake. You're a failed abortion, Mason.
that's not
That
very
is what
nice.
you are.
But
It's not nice, but it's the truth.
in other news, Fallout 4 was released this week,
True,
Yeah,
true. That
indeed
was,
it
that
was.
was
Indeed
huge.
it was.
and I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I never played it. I've never played a Fallout game, but I'm pretty excited.
Dude, I am like, even though I've never played any of the Fallout games, I personally have seen some playthroughs of it, and I think it's really good.
Yeah. So, anybody?
Hopefully, it won't get like overplayed.
Yeah, like any Call of Duty ever.
Pretty much.
I mean, I'm sorry, overhyped, I should say.
Yeah, more overhyped.
Even though there
than-
was a lot of hype for it.
Hype is a good thing, but it's like the most dangerous thing
Yeah, it's
in
quite dangerous.
in everything.
Feel sorry for those in Japan because they don't get Fallout until December 17th. Which
Also,
is kind of fair
feels
because they got the original. Which is kind of fair since they got the original Fallout 70 years before us.
that's mean. But
Savage.
Sorry for any
also
people from Japan.
feel bad for the people in
Savagery
Paris
on
because
behalf
of the
of
recent
Gilbert.
terror attacks.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we don't like to talk about gloomy news on the podcast. It's not necessarily what we set out to do, but when something
This like
You see,
big
I'm not really
happens,
seeing the news that too much as gloomy, but more, I think we should share it to pay tribute to French since they're like our oldest allies.
Yeah.
True.
Yo, like. Yeah.
So- Should we go ahead and get started?
Oh well, another piece of news I would want to talk about is the fact that Suicide Squad. You guys know anything about Suicide Squad?
Well, I'm pretty
Nope.
sure, I think, am I wrong or am I right that Harley Quinn's part of it?
Yeah, in some incarnations of the team, definitely the most recent. But it's basically a team in DC history lore where it's like a group of criminals that the government collects that set out to do the job too dangerous, too risky for any superhero to engage
So how do
in.
they control the villains?
And they're making a movie about it. Of course, they've released a trailer, some footage at Comic-Con and such, and they
Is that
officially
why it's
released
called the
one.
Suicide Squad? I'm playing too much Call of Duty. Because they all die.
Also,
There's definitely a lot of death
in
involved.
other
from,
upcoming movie news,
recently it's been announced. That Suicide Squad has gotten a PG-13 rating, which is kind of surprising, kind of not surprising
Because,
in my eyes.
most heroes.
If you've seen any of the trailers, or heard any of the news behind it, it sounded like it was definitely going a lot more towards the adult scale of things. So I figured possibly a light R would be what it was, but
You see, it's also not
Yeah.
surprising because I mean most
if you
DC
have
slash
suicide
Marvel
in
movies
the
are
name-
PG-13.
yeah. Well, I mean, most of the superhero movies that we've seen haven't really been R. But I mean, Deadpool it will be an R. But I expected. I was kind of assuming that since what with all the dark stuff, because it definitely seemed like Suicide was going all dark and gritty. I hate using that phrase in a negative way because it can be used just as positively, and I hate using it in a positive way because it can be used as negatively. But you know, in the obnoxious sense of dark and gritty. But I was kind of looking forward to it going more adult oriented with the subject matter that could be more adult oriented. Because Man of Steel, Superman's a lighthearted character, whereas the
But they
movie was
went dark with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
they
I'm,
went,
I'm
like, I was actually a pretty big. I liked the Man of Steel.
I'm not saying it was a bad movie by any means. I enjoyed it for sure. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it at the same time. But I enjoyed it. Just it felt so odd to have a Superman movie where Superman, you know, he's the Crusader basically. He's the quote unquote Boy Scout of the DC universe.
I see what
it kind
you're
of felt
saying.
odd for him to be dark.
Oh,
But
and you know we did
what's
snap a
this?
dude's neck.
Yeah.
In other
With
movie
the Suicide
news,
Squad, it seems more fitting. But yeah.
And, oh yeah. In other movie news, favorite Marvel movies.
no, I was gonna say Finding Dory,
Ooh, smooth.
Oh God.
which
Yeah,
is
Trek
about
Field, but
Dory
you
who
jumped the
remembers
gun.
they remember where her family is or something, and she runs away. But that's all we know for now. So let's get on the topic of our favorite Marvel
Can't wait to
movies.
see what wacky shenanigans.
Yeah, let's get on the topic of what I was talking about in
Should
the
I
first
should I
place.
start
Favorite
playing?
Marvel movies.
What?
I'm gonna start
Are you
playing.
not playing Arkham Knight yet? You should play some
I
Arkham
haven't
Knight.
left the menu,
Should
so
have been
I'm,
playing Arkham Knight.
I'll
You should
start
have been playing Arkham
now.
Knight this whole
So
time, Mason. You failed us. You should be
Aw.
ashamed of yourself.
well, yeah, I
We're
gotta
going to
get
see again.
Christina Bell, Albert King, and Johnny Carrizzi.
You get to
So-
play as Robin. In
I
some
know. And he has like a bamboo shield. So yeah, so who's gonna start with their favorite movies?
One of my, which I didn't really, I don't think any of, we didn't really conduct any set list, or I didn't at least. I'm just kind of going off the top of my head as to what are some of my favorites. But the first one I want to talk about is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Definitely one of Marvel's
love
more
Guardians of the
comedy-focused
Galaxy.
movies.
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
I think, was one of the better Marvel movies because it was, even though it was intended for a younger age genre, it can be, it's just all age round. Anyone could see it and probably laugh.
And the fact that it's not
Pretty
on
much.
and it's not more story-focused on Marvel as it is comedy. Or that, and it has a
True,
good balance of both, though.
Oh, and,
Mhm, mhm.
like, it got really in depth sometimes. Like, when
It
there were
did.
touching moments, there were touching moments, but when there were funny moments, they were funny.
I thought
Yeah.
they were balanced well. Normally, whenever you've got so many different tones in one movie, it can sort of feel a little bit imbalanced or unbalanced. Sorry, a little bit out of
Grammar.
place at times. And while
Yeah.
I got, you know, in light senses, I got a little bit of that in Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it meshed really well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it
I
was
think-
it was very different from other Marvel movies too, because. In
Yeah,
Phase
I mean-
1, I loved all the Phase 1 movies. Same with Phase 2. There
What
hasn't really
movies
been a
were the
Marvel
Phase
movie that
1
I haven't
movies?
liked. But I feel like Phase 2 really as a whole has stepped up in the place because Phase 1 it was all a bunch of origin movies. A lot of it was sort of just a lot of it was similar formula. Whereas I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy really sort of mixed it up, introduced something new because it hit us with that comedy. It hit us with some sci-fi elements which we hadn't gotten yet.
Yeah.
It was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, and it also enlightened us on the Infinity Stones, which I liked.
True, true. We had gotten little glimpses of them before, but this was like the first explanation, first true introduction to them and their power.
Yeah.
And then Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is going to be released in 2018, so...
True, true.
I'm a little sad that there's so much...
Volume 2.
I'm a little sad that it's going to be so far, though. I mean, that's like 4 years or something.
James Gunn, and I follow James Gunn, the director, on Instagram. And he's a busy dude, but you can tell he's pretty passionate about the project that he's making. He's worked on it a lot. He talks about the people in it. He's a good dude. It's fun. Just that's the key word for Guardians of the Galaxy. I would describe it. Fun.
Yeah.
Come on, lady. We need to get you someplace safe.
Hey guys, got any complaints about Guardians of the Galaxy though?
It just seemed a little fast-paced to me at points.
He's right.
Oh, my controller died. I'm back.
I think possibly one of my gripes personally would have been that that Thanos' use in the film. I feel like he wasn't really all that imposing. I feel like it didn't really leave a good impression on me, and I felt like he was kind of put in there, just kind of shoehorned, if you will.
Kind of similar to Avengers.
He's done with you, chum.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Well, at least in Avengers, at the end, it gave us something. It left on a cliffhanger. It was supposed to feel mysterious and ominous. It was supposed to make you want to feel like you want more. It's supposed to leave you kind of confused. But with Guardians, I just didn't feel it. I wasn't feeling a big presence in him.
What was the end credit scene?
Yeah.
Huh?
What was the end credit scene of Guardians?
Speaking of the Guardians of the
end
Galaxy,
credits. It was Howard the Duck. Remember?
yeah.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
in the cage with him of the Collector after the Collector.
I feel like that was a
stuff at all
nice
the
Easter
moon.
egg, but I would rather have a
Stuff
more
fits.
story-based end credit scene.
That
Yeah, it was a fun Easter egg. It was a fun end credit scene, but it would have been nice to have gotten another Easter egg, which would have given us something more, maybe driven the story.
Yeah.
I forgot who was saying this, but if a good strong end credit scene. I forgot who was saying this, but like, what if it showed Thanos like collecting an Infinity Stone, or like getting the Infinity Gauntlet from Asgard, from Odin's vault, Easter egg, or you know,
Yeah.
Howard the Duck. It was cool. It was neat. It was funny. But I can't help but wonder what could have been.
Howard the Duck movie, Duck Tits. That's all I remember from it.
So,
Yeah.
so speaking of
Oh, yeah.
Asgard,
George Lucas.
when's the next Thor? Because
Um,
I was left on a massive cliffhanger.
2000
Thor.
It's either 2017 and 2019. And really quick about Guardians of the Galaxy. Do you guys know that scene in the movie where he like Quill or Chris
Star-Lord.
Pratt almost Star-Lord. Chris Pratt
Peter.
almost drops the orb. Like, yeah. You know that part in the movie?
Not
Where he
exactly.
almost
He,
what?
Where he like holds it out and then he almost drops the orb.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Hey
so that
Nick,
was
by the way,
actually
how do I
not
counter
intended.
again?
Like he's that good that he can just like play that off.
Yeah. Good improv moments right there. Good on him. Oh, by the way, Thor Ragnarok is 2017.
Okay, thank you, because I was left on the thing where Loki was kind of pretending to be Odin.
Pretending to be, yeah, that was a big cliffhanger to leave us on. Like, I thought Thor Ragnarok could have been better. I enjoyed it. I thought it could have been better though. Unfortunately, it just kind of left me underwhelmed. But I
Yeah.
think that they really did leave it off on a big note. Something that it really made me interested. And they say that the Incredible Hulk's gonna be involved in Thor Ragnarok somehow.
Oh, really?
Yep.
This way.
Which I wonder what his role's gonna be. I'm excited.
I don't know. So I think one of my favorite Marvel movies, mainly because it was so intense, and I loved the villain in this movie. Can you guess it? Age of Ultron.
Oh,
Oh.
another somewhat comedy-related one.
You hear that, bat freak?
Yes,
Coming to get you.
yes.
Good old Joss
Ultron.
Whedon.
Ultron had a very, very funny sense of humor sometimes.
I think it was a little stringy though.
Yeah.
How so?
There were no strings
Stringy.
attached.
Yeah.
Very funny.
But of course, there's kind of been a little bit of mixed reception, mostly positive, but a little bit of mixed reception for Age of Ultron. But I can't see why. I thought Age of Ultron was fantastic, honestly.
Yes, it was one of my favorites.
I mean, that movie had me engaged throughout the entire thing. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. It was fun. It was fast paced. It was actiony. It's everything you want from an event it's everything you would want from an Avengers movie.
And they incorporated Hawkeye. He's not a useless character anymore. Yay!
I don't remember what he did.
Yeah.
There was about a dozen of us up here.
Well, he
He was like the
Quicksilver.
comic
You remember
relief.
his relationship with Quicksilver, in a sense.
Kind of.
And his
I keep forgetting how to
farmhouse.
counter.
I guess we could. We probably already spoiled some stuff, but spoiler alerts for all these movies. But you know how Hawkeye kind of saves. He goes to save the kid. Obviously, Quicksilver dies, and that's one thing. And then Hawkeye with his family in the farmhouse. It's another thing.
Yeah, he seemed like the comic relief of the movie.
A lot of times, yeah. Which I think Hawkeye, he deserved to have a better spot. I'm not saying he's as powerful as the other Avengers by any means, but he still can be an interesting character. I don't read comics like throughout all of the thing. I don't read them. I don't read every new comic that comes out. I don't read them every time a new one comes out. I don't follow them. I try to follow them as best I can, but unfortunately there aren't any comic stores around. However, one of the runs that I did read, that I have read a lot of, 3 volumes of Matt Fraction's Hawkeye series, and that was an amazing series because it made an otherwise uninteresting character very interesting, very human, and not as silly as it could have been. So I think Hawkeye definitely got the short end of the stick a lot of the times, but I think Age of Ultron improved the situation. And hopefully he can be as cool as he was there as in Civil War. Or he can be as cool in Civil War as he was there. Can we just talk about how excited we are for Civil War?
Yeah,
So
quite.
I went from, I saw Age of Ultron, and then as soon as I got done with that, I looked up Civil War, and I'm already setting challenges. So I'm excited.
You see, whereas
Civil War, man.
one of my favorites has to be Ant-Man, just because it was so comedy focused.
I have not seen Ant-Man, so I cannot base an opinion on it.
Oh, you haven't seen Ant-Man?
I have
What?
not.
And apparently,
Shame,
well, in the end credit scene, it said that he'd be back. So
Baskin Robbins will find you and kill you, Gilbert, because Baskin Robbins always finds out.
yes, yes. You don't know.
But yeah, can we, before we leap to Ant-Man though, can we talk about how good a villain Ultron was?
Yeah.
Amazing.
One of the consistent problems in Marvel that a lot of people have is their villains, and that they're not interesting or villainous enough. But I thought they managed to make Ultron into a definitely an interesting character, a fun villain.
Yeah,
And if not that, at least there was a bit of confusion behind who he was as a system.
That's all.
I mean, okay, he comes from Loki's staff, but what does Loki's staff come from?
The Loki Pokey stick.
The Loki Pokey stick.
Pokey stick. That sounds like a horrible, like, ugh.
But I thought I thought it was an interesting take on the Ultron character because
Yeah.
he was both sadistic, but he was funny, which makes sense since
And
he was
smart.
created by Tony Stark in this movie.
Yeah, and then, yeah.
And he was
I
quite
thought it
smart.
was- I thought Ultron and Tony's interaction was pretty good, like a father-son, like Adolf Hitler and his son.
It was interesting how they kind of despised each other, but you could see the similarities between them. I
Yeah.
mean, like that excellent scene with them, Claw, whenever they're in Wakanda, and Ultron says, you know, I have a saying, you know, keep your friends rich, your enemies rich, wait to find out which is which. And Claw says that's what Tony Stark used to say. Like, that was great because you get to see how Ultron has been affected by Tony Stark, even if Tony Stark hasn't, like, been there.
Yeah.
It's kind of a part of him, just his creator, and an odd admiration in a way, I would say. But I
Yeah.
found that extremely fascinating, and I thought he was imposing too. I mean, a villain's got to be imposing, but I thought they did a good job. I was genuinely concerned for the well-being of the characters, which isn't easy,
Yeah.
since most of the time all the heroes win.
And then the fact that
All the
how it
time.
was kind of the two of the villains became heroes was another good addition.
Yes, that was.
Because I mean, I'd rather
Sure.
see that
Yeah.
than just have, oh, well, these people are villains. That means they're villains.
Yeah, I thought the introduction of Scarlet Witch and I forgot his name. Goodness.
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver was really good.
I wish
Even
they
though
would have had a
confused-
bigger role though, even for what they did
Yeah,
have.
when I confused this Quicksilver with the X-Men Quicksilver
They're the
from
same
Days
people,
of
Gilbert.
Future Past.
They're the same people.
They're
well,
very
one-
different, though.
Yeah, but they're
one
the
is
same
Russian.
character, in a sense.
Same character, but two different universes.
Yeah.
Two different same character, as in literally the same character, but they're very different characters when you compare them.
Very different personality-wise.
Yeah, because Avengers: Age of Ultron Quicksilver was definitely more grounded. He was more set. He was determined.
That, and
I
I'm
wouldn't
quite
say grouchy,
curious.
but he was serious in a lot of times.
I'm quite
Not that he didn't
curious
have funny
how
moments.
they actually got the rights for Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, though. I mean, those are
Well,
X-Men characters.
it's more or less a loophole since while they are mutants, they are members of the Avengers before they were members of the X-Men, if memory does recall me right, or something
Yeah.
along the lines. Even though they were X-Men and fought with Magneto in his Brotherhood, and you know eventually went to the side of good and did all the stuff with the X-Men, the Avengers were their place, more or less.
We're both better off
I mean, I hope I was excited. Unfortunately, Quicksilver had to die, and I don't think he's coming back. That he's coming back, but I'm still excited
I
for
hope he
Scarlet
does.
Witch.
I really hope he comes back because I think they killed off a really good character.
That, yeah.
But I'm really excited for Scarlet Witch though, since she has immense power in the comics, and and you get to see a little bit of that, and a little bit of her crazy side in the movie too. So I'm just kind of hoping that they'll stay true to the comics in the sense of her being so powerful, her being crazy at times, and really reflect upon that. Because Scarlet Witch is a good character.
You're a tough guy. Well, first, you'll have to find me. And second, well,
So, are you guys ready to talk about some Ant-Man?
Yeah, I can't really since I didn't see it.
Yeah.
whatever.
I guess we'll have to go a little bit light on the spoiler territory, Mason. But I thought Ant-Man definitely by far one of, if not the funniest Marvel movie to date.
I do it myself.
Even beating Guardians of the Galaxy.
I would say that it's definitely up there with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
It kind of wavers, you know. just I guess it more or less depends on your sense of humor. I found him to be about the same type of funny, just because I have a heavily varied sense of humor. I like both of their senses, both the movie's sense of humor.
Just like Thomas.
But yeah, Ant-Man was a movie not a lot of people were expecting to be as good as it was, including me, because the trailers, well, they didn't make me think that the movie was necessarily going to be bad. They didn't show me anything special. It didn't give me that same Marvel feel, and perhaps that's just because they didn't want to reveal too many of the jokes, since the movie is heavily textured with jokes. Perhaps they didn't really want to reveal too much. Perhaps that was because of the behind-the-scenes problem with Edgar Wright leaving and such, who was going to direct it, which... do you guys know who Edgar Wright is?
Nope.
Sadly, I do not.
Edgar Wright, he's the guy that directed World's End, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Hot
fantastic.
Fuzz,
He's a
Yes.
fantastic director, especially with the comedy genre, and the fact that
Hot
he can
Fuzz,
do.
man.
Yeah, I haven't seen Hot Fuzz, but I have seen Shaun of the Dead and The World's End.
Yeah, Shaun of the
And
Dead
they're-
is also really good.
They're great movies. He makes incredibly. He's an intelligent and incredibly talented man, in the sense that he can make amazing comedies, and the fact that he could make a good comic book adaptation like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World proves to me that he could have done this project right. And we got just a short clip of test footage at one point, and it looked like everything was cool, everything was working, but unfortunately due to creative differences, he left the project. But yeah, another case where I just think, you know, what could have been. But yeah, Ant-Man wasn't getting a lot of people surprised, it wasn't getting a lot of people rallied up for it. It wasn't interesting a lot of people, and a lot of people scoffed at it because it's Ant-Man. What's he gonna? He's gonna shrink. He's an ant. What is it? It's a movie for ants? I don't know. I don't buy this stuff.
But they like Hawkeye.
But I mean, you know, it just goes to show that you can't judge your basic thoughts on Ant-Man before you went to see the movie and after you went to see the movie, Mason.
Before I went to see it, I didn't know what to expect, because I mean I hadn't seen many Marvel movies by then. But then after that, I was kind of shocked.
Batman's not coming to save you, Jason.
Yeah. Amazing comedic pacing,
Yeah.
and it told a good story too. I mean, it's hard to know what to say about Ant-Man because
I kind of
it
feel.
just kind of.
I'm glad they incorporated the Avengers into it, but I wish they would have incorporated somewhat of the Infinity Stones.
Oh, no. I'm not gonna
True, but I
kill
guess I don't think an Infinity Stone, since it's not on the same realm of. I think it worked as a smaller, more personal story for Ant-Man,
Yeah, but still.
Picking on the weak?
rather than a grand event like with something like in the Thor movies,
Like Batman.
or
Was
even
Ant-Man-
Captain America for that matter.
Was the main character who played in Ant-Man the guy who played in R.I.P.D.?
Batman then?
No, you're thinking of Ryan Reynolds. The main guy was the actor for Ant-Man was Paul Rudd.
I didn't want
He is in like Anchorman, Clueless, those movies.
Oh, he was an Anchorman?
Yeah, he was Brian Fontana, I think.
So
What's
wait,
his name?
Nick, I'm on the
The one with
Jason.
Yeah, that was...
You gotta be cool.
yeah, the one with the one with the Sex Panther.
Yeah, that's Brian.
I was just on
Yeah.
the Jason Todd scene, Nick,
Excellent movie.
and I'm
Excellent-
quite
excellent movie.
confused.
Huh? What?
I was just on a Jason Todd scene, and I'm quite confused.
Are you okay?
Oh, those Jason Todd scenes are brutal.
Let's get the next one.
But yeah, so what do you guys think are some other really good Marvel movies?
This is it! The fight of the century!
The first Avengers.
Yeah, first Avengers.
The first Avengers I do like, and I'm glad it incorporated S.H.I.E.L.D. as much as it did.
Nothing to say.
That was,
Yes, that was
I
nice.
think that's got to be one of my
Let's see if I
favorite
can change
movie-going
that. I'm gonna
experiences
make you
ever of
both
all
beg for
time.
mercy.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just
You're
remember
scared I'll mess up
being
that
so
outfit.
excited for that film, being so hyped, because I had seen all those Marvel movies leading up to it, which that was truly brilliant on Marvel to build it up.
Yes. and they're gonna build it up again for Civil War.
Yeah. But I was so excited because I'd seen all those Solo films. I've learned about those characters. I loved the characters, you know, they become a part of the life, just, you know, they were heavily developed already, so you didn't need to waste time on their development. You just got to get right to it, and it just blew my mind. It was one of the few times where a property has lived up to the hype, in my opinion. And looking back at it, it's not as good as I thought it was at the time when I first saw it, but nothing can recapture the magic of going to see it in that theater, watching it, and having my mind blown.
The original
Yeah,
Avengers.
Avengers,
Yeah.
I watched that at least 5 times in a 2-week period. It was amazing when it first came out.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's still amazing, don't get me wrong, when I say that I don't enjoy it as much as I did. It's still a fantastic movie. It's great. I'm just saying some of the pacing could have been better in my opinion. And there were some elements in there, you know, I'm not going to go into the nitpicks of it because, like I said, it's still a fantastic movie. Especially if you saw the movies beforehand, if you got to know the characters, but yeah.
I will say, I didn't really like the beginning of the movie, like the whole introduction to Loki, but besides that, I really liked it.
The final fight scene with the Chitauri, that was mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
Everything seemed so grand in scale. Everything seemed amazing. I mean, I know I'm kind of geeking out right now. I probably sound kind of lame. Kind of sound like a dork, a pencil-necked geek, if you will. But I think that the Avengers movies and movie, both of them amazing, grand in scale, grandiose, if you will. But they help me see movies in a different light, in a way. They help me believe in the world.
I will say, Avengers is really good, but I like the movies that followed it, such as Iron Man 3. I like the whole PTSD point of Tony Stark.
Keep fighting.
Oh, the anxiety.
Always.
Yeah.
It was
like
it was
some-
interesting
Yes, it was.
because
Yes.
you got to see the consequences
One
of the
movie
battle.
that I'm a little on the fence on was the Thor 2.
Oh, I didn't like that. That
With
was
the
the one
ether?
Marvel movie.
It got really confusing at points.
The Thor: The Dark World was the one Marvel movie I did not.
And I didn't like one of the. I don't
Swedish,
remember which one it was, but I didn't really like one of the Iron Mans too much.
Iron Man 2, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I'm with Mason. I wasn't a fan of Iron Man 2 either. Too much.
Like I said, there's no Marvel movie that I've disliked. However, I'd say that that Iron Man 2 and Thor 2 were probably they're some of the most underwhelming films that I've ever seen. Just in the sense that I enjoyed the first Thor movie a lot more than a lot of people did. I really enjoyed that movie. I loved it to pieces, actually. It was one of the first movies it was one of the first Marvel movies that really got me into it. Because it was one of the first that I saw. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to see Iron Man 2 and then the Hulk, you know, in the perfect chronological order.
Neither did
It was
I.
that and Captain America that I got to see right around, they were like the third and fourth film, I believe, of phase 1. And then I got to go back and see the awesomeness of Iron Man 1 and Incredible Hulk. But, yeah, so Thor, I was definitely looking forward to Thor 2 more than a lot of people. I enjoyed the first one so much. And it just, it left me feeling kind of indifferent to the sequel. Had some good moments, had some epic moments, like Loki getting stabbed by the
Loki
one dude
pokey
and
stick?
turning out to be a trick. No, I'm talking about Thor 2
I know, but
right
did he
now.
get stabbed with the Loki pokey stick?
No, remember the dude, he got stabbed, never mind. But it just kind of left me feeling like it was kind of forgettable, kind of indifferent. But that's my thoughts on Thor 2. What are your guys' thoughts on Thor 2?
It got confusing at points, but I think it had a good concept.
True.
I'm struggling with this mission, Nick.
Which mission is it?
It's the boxer guy.
Oh, Albert King? You gotta use some, you just gotta take out all the thugs while avoiding him, pretty much.
I don't know how to avoid
him. You gotta use your double team beatdowns.
I know, but how do I avoid him when he's red?
I'm not sure if you can avoid him. It's been a while since I played Arkham Knight, remember? But
Robin
just
needs
do
my
your
I know
double
what to
team
do.
takedown.
I can't let Robin fight him alone.
I will say,
Robin needs my help.
I think my favorite Marvel movie of all time it's a very close tie between Guardians of the Galaxy, the Age of Ultron, and Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Oh, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. How have we gone so long without talking about Captain America: The Winter Soldier?
That was by far, I think, the most story influenced piece of that was masterful. Like, I love the entire concept of Bucky coming back, and spoilers, Bucky coming back and being the Winter Soldier, and then
We need to get better at spoilers.
I already gave a spoiler alert earlier, so they should know what they got themselves into.
It was just I loved it. Like, I went and saw it with my parents, and they loved it. I think we all loved it. Because just how storyful. Like, I don't know the word, but
I used my dual team on the wrong person, Nick.
It was just full of plot and character actions and emotion. I loved it. Like with Nick Fury, like you thinking that he was
Exactly. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
I felt like I really got to know a lot of the characters better from that movie because it felt close, it felt personal, while having a big scale, you know.
Yeah.
And
I like the development of the relationship between Black Widow and Captain.
Before then, there wasn't really a whole lot of interaction, and that was really the first movie where we got to develop Black Widow more, you know.
Yeah. And then
Otherwise,
she was more in Age of Ultron, but I think she was mostly developed then.
Otherwise, she was more or less kind of used as a sidekick, one might say. And I guess one could view her as a sidekick to Captain America in this movie, as well as Falcon being a sidekick to him. But to me, it seemed more of a mutual relationship. They just seemed like partners rather than, you know, sidekick and hero. You know, they felt like they had a natural partnership with each other. They felt equal on the battlefield, which was important. I mean, not to get all like, you know, equality based or anything, but you know, that was an important part of it too.
Yeah.
And
the one thing I actually did not like about that movie was they didn't bring Zola back for a bunch of it, and I wish they would.
True, he only sort of had that one scene where he was a computer, but still, it was a great scene that he was in.
Oh yes, oh yes. I think the Captain America storyline was the one I felt most connected to, so I liked it.
And talk about a sequel that just improved in every way upon the first movie. Rarely do you ever get a sequel that's as good as the first one. Much less do you get, much less a movie that's better than the original. But whereas the first Captain America movie was good, it had some fine action, nothing too special action-wise. Good, I mean, you know, good story. And I felt like they did an excellent job of going through all the World War II piece of history of the character, going through all of that in a timely manner. This movie just made everything better. The action in this movie was amazing. You could see it. You could tell what it was. It wasn't shaky. It was focused action. It was glorious action. The story, as you stated, was amazing. It felt realistic in a good way. And the characters, you felt closer to the characters. The consequences were real, as you saw. It wasn't just a happy at the end of the day kind of story. Cap was still kind of left feeling alone after Bucky left, and even after that, Hydra had infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. by then, so they were still dealing with the cleanup of Hydra. But you still felt good at the end, too, because you knew that Bucky was changing, and that Cap had managed to take down everything. Obviously, it has flaws. But whenever I think
I
of like
should
a
wait until it's
perfect
in position
movie,
before I detonate the
Captain America: The
explosive.
Winter Soldier is a movie that comes to mind just in the way that it executes everything and balances the film.
I also like how it influenced Marvel's Agents of Shield.
Yeah, it was really
show.
neat how they did that.
Yeah,
It was such a surprise to everyone, and only to have all those fears confirmed, and to know that Hydra was still there. It hadn't all just been, you know, that wasn't it. You know, to see the effects in S.H.I.E.L.D. was great.
Yeah, cut
What
off
were your
one head,
thoughts
two
on-
more shall take its place.
What were your thoughts on Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Mason?
I liked it. I just, again, I felt it skipped over important parts at times.
Huh? What was that you said?
I feel like a few points it kind of skipped over.
Such
Like-
as?
Like, it didn't come out and just straight say that, oh yeah, this is Bucky. You kind of found it out, but it kind of made it a little confusing to why Cap was so close to him.
Well, he did say like Bucky and like stuff like that, and like while they were fighting and stuff, and you could sort of tell they had a, you know.
What do we have here?
I mean, they explained it in due time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of guessed that the Winter Soldier was going to be Bucky, because, you know, I can usually tell where Marvel movies are going, but
Yeah.
What's wrong?
I was just like, you know, probably not. I mean, you never know, but it actually was, and I found that really nice.
I was a little confused on how
I
they found
knew
him,
it
though.
was- I knew it was Bucky from, well, I read the run of Captain America, the Ed Brubaker storyline in which that happened. So I knew it was Bucky, but I felt like they really did do a good job in encompassing the mystery, if you didn't know, and I felt like they got the character right
Yeah.
as well.
I don't know how they could have made that movie better, honestly.
I know. It had comedic moments too. I mean, as serious as it was in a lot of parts, and as focused and heavily, you know, it was made by the Russo brothers. It was directed by the Russo brothers. They've worked on like Community and stuff, and it shows the comedy, because the comedy that is there is definitely stellar.
I'm fine, Jason.
Yeah.
Another character that was introduced in that film was the Falcon. What are you guys' thoughts on the Falcon?
Listen to us make sweet music together.
I thought he was, I thought it was neat that he brought him into the entire storyline, because
Yeah.
he is a very
Lock is
important
mechanical
character,
with no
because he's going to
digital
be part of the
components.
Avengers.
I won't be able to use
Yeah,
the remote
he's
hacking
gonna be a big
device.
part of Civil War too, and I thought Falcon was a really fun character.
Henry, I need your
I
help.
thought that they really made him fun. I thought
need
that
you to
Anthony
send me the
Mackie, the actor that
CCTV
played
footage
him,
from the camera
made
in
it
the
seem
States.
really
You
charismatic.
can use the computer
Which is
in
really
that room
great.
to do
Yes.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll try.
We've
I
seen a
don't
lot
know,
of
he
fun
was-
characters, but I felt like he was
You can
definitely
isolate the
one of the
data using the
funnest
panel on the
characters
right.
up until
Slide your
Guardians
finger
of the
on
Galaxy,
dial.
Like this?
which introduced Star-Lord.
Oh, this
Yeah,
technology
Star
is
Lord,
very
Rocket,
interesting.
Rocket, Groot,
Yeah, Rocket.
I can see the camera.
Groot, all of them.
Now highlight the track for the last 10
Guardians was probably takes the cake for comedy.
minutes. So I
but-
see. Thanks.
But I have not seen Ant-Man yet, so yeah. Or Deadpool.
True. Yeah.
I think Deadpool might take it, but
Just depends on how they manage to pull off Deadpool. I hope it's good. I really do.
yeah, I mean, I hope it's good, but then again, it's gonna have to be good because it's Deadpool.
Mhm.
Though it will most definitely be R.
Yeah. They've already confirmed that much. Have you guys seen the trailer for the movies? For the movie?
Not
No.
really.
Well, you should probably watch the trailer, because that does give you an idea of what the movie's about, and you know, just how the comedy's gonna be and everything. So yeah, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, excellent movie, great story, good humor, amazing characters, good focus, loved it. Has to be one of the best Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Of all time.
I'm gonna let you finish. But Captain America: The Winter Soldier is one of the best Marvel movies of all time. Of all time. Sorry, I had to get that out. I had to let my inner Kanye see the light of day. Hopefully that never happens again.
Yeah. God help us
So
all.
next Marvel movie that
That
I'm
isn't
gonna
the right
choose
sequence.
is
I should
Man
try
of
again.
Steel, greatest Marvel movie ever.
Obviously.
It's gotta be the best. Batman Begins. That's a good one.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Batman: The Dark Knight Rises, dude.
Yeah,
That was some good crap
that
right
was
there.
Marvel at its finest right there. I don't see how
Yeah.
they managed to pull off that. Watchmen, that was fantastic Marvel movie.
Dude,
Marvel movie
Reservoir
of the
Dogs.
year.
Dogs.
Marvel's TV
That's the
series. I
wrong
mean,
code.
Corey in the House,
should continue
Seinfeld.
scanning
Those
the
are
video.
great
Yes.
Marvel shows.
Honey Boo Boo. Yeah, that was the worst.
Oh, here comes
No,
Honey
that
Boo Boo.
wasn't-
That was a disappointment. Oh, Justin Bieber, Never Say Never. That was a good one.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel is becoming Disney.
Marvel hit it out of the park, man. Well, Marvel is owned by Disney, but Disney's been doing
Sadly.
an excellent job as Marvel's owner.
Yeah, they haven't ruined it like everything
Maybe
else.
I could see the correct sequence from a different angle.
Which, of course,
Oh,
they
and
also
Star-
own Star Wars now.
Somewhere.
Oh yeah, I am beyond excited for the new Star Wars movie because I've already set plans to take off from school to go see it.
Well, it's on It comes out Christmas, so we should be on Christmas break by then.
Oh yeah. Well,
But aren't you wanting to?
I'm excited for it because it's just gonna be so good.
I have faith in J.J. Abrams.
Oh, it's J.J. Abrams. Oh goodness. Okay, yeah, good. He made the Star Trek movies. He should be good.
Didn't he also like write and direct Lost, the show? I think the first
Yeah.
seasons, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I
The
think
answer is here in the
he
footage.
also
You
had
need to study it
influence. He didn't
carefully.
direct it like personally, but he had influence on the TV show Dark Matter, which I don't know if you guys know that. It's a great TV show.
I don't think I've ever watched that. What's it about?
It's about these people stranded on a ship, like a ship in space, and they don't know why they're there or how they got there, and they eventually find out how they got there and why
Yeah.
they're there. It's really good.
Neato. Neaterino
Hey, Nick.
indeed it
evolves
is.
into a Neato King.
I'm a
What?
little confused.
How so?
I've been putting in the right combination and it won't let me, and it won't tell me it's right.
Are you sure it's the right combination?
Yeah.
You're looking at the security footage part, aren't you?
Oh, hold on. I realized how goofed I was.
See, Mason,
guys,
you done
it's-
goofed.
It's been almost an hour.
I forgot that
This is
mirrors
taking
turn
too
things in
long.
backwards.
Yeah. You gotta remember that, Mason. Gosh. Golly gee willikers, Mason, you failure. But okay, so I think one of the
Charisma's
the
wearing a bomb vest.
the movies we can't
There are 5
ignore
other bombs
is
around
Iron
the
Man, the movie that started the entire Marvel
Nice of you to
Cinematic
join me,
Universe
Max.
off.
Yeah, I mean, I think Iron Man was ahead of its time because 2009.
I
Stone
control
Age
the
Man.
bombs, remember?
I thought that was 2008.
Don't be shy. There's room up
Yeah,
here.
Looking it
I
up
don't
now,
know.
Gilbert. I'm gonna prove you wrong, Gilbert.
No, really.
You're going down,
I
Gilbert.
insist.
Keep
As
going
you
down.
can see, the crowd is so excited.
I thought it was
You're doing it
2009.
right now. 2008.
Okay.
I told you, Gilbert. You tell us all. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're not welcome on the podcast anymore.
Who?
Oh, darn it.
Why'd he
Am I
get
voted
it?
off the podcast?
Why did he get voted off?
You are off the podcast.
Why?
It's confirmed.
Oh, I'm sad now.
He got the wrong year date for Iron Man.
Oh.
He's crying tears over the crocodile
Yeah.
variety.
So I'm saying I feel like our entire thing was ruined. Like we've just lost track apparently.
Or what? What do you mean?
We got really off topic.
Oh, we
No, we
went on a
haven't.
tangent. Yeah. Tangents are a good.
Time.
I want to talk about Iron Man some more a little bit, if that's fine with
Yeah.
you guys.
I don't know.
Because I just am what do you think about Iron Man, Mason?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. You're underestimating the powers of Iron Man, man.
Yeah.
Iron Man's awesome. It's a good movie. Also, it introduced us to Tony Stark, who's one of the best characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Played expertly by Robert Downey Jr. I think it's got a lot of charisma to it. I enjoyed it because it was really the first of its kind. And while it wasn't the first Marvel movie I got to experience, it certainly had that uniqueness to it and a signature that showed that Marvel movies could be good while also being fun and comic booky at the same time. It's not the most accurate comic book movie as far as, you know, the feel of a comic book, but it just kind of showed that you can have a fun tone and have a good movie based off a comic book, especially with lesser known characters like Iron Man. So I feel like Iron Man, not only because it started off the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, I feel like as a whole it was just a very influential and fantastic movie.
It was a good Marvel movie, but at the time I did not like it. I like it now, but I didn't like it.
I really enjoy Iron Man, the first and the third one for that matter. Iron Man 2 was underwhelming, and I thought Iron Man 3 could have been better, but I enjoyed them both.
The second one was like the second Transformers movie.
In the same sense that Captain America was a sequel that improved upon everything that the first Captain America did, and was a fantastic sequel. Opposite can be said of Iron Man, whereas Iron Man 2 managed to downgrade everything the original Iron Man had built up.
Yeah.
It didn't feel as good. It just wasn't. It didn't have the same
Though
effect.
I really did like the incorporation of Howard Stark. I thought that was really nice.
Yeah.
Like that.
So yeah, any more
I think,
movies you guys want to talk about?
I don't know, but Nick, I'm stuck on the bombs.
Who can forget
Which one do you
2009
mean the
Hulk?
Johnny Charisma.
Oh yes, the Incredible Hulk movie.
Yeah, who can forget that one? Everyone.
That's like the one that I never saw.
I feel bad for the Hulk the Incredible Hulk, because I think it's an underrated movie, but it is a lot more forgettable than the others, just because, you know.
A lot.
Which I mean, yeah, a lot. But I like the Hulk that they built up now with Mark Ruffalo. I feel like
Mark
everyone
Ruffalo
could have been good though as the Hulk, but you know how difficult he is
But
to
Nick,
work
I'm a
with
little
and
stuck
everything.
right now.
So. On which part?
The disabling the bombs.
In Johnny Charisma?
Yeah.
How are you stuck? Like, what's going on?
I don't know where the last two bombs are.
Just keep looking around. You'll find them.
I found it.
Well, guys, it looks like it's almost that time. It's been about an hour.
What,
Yeah, but it's normally an
time
hour.
to start a nuclear war?
Gilbert, our bombs, not our bombs, but our game, our thingy is an hour and a half.
Our bongs.
Our bombs.
Our bongs.
Our
Our
game.
bongs an hour and a half, dude.
disarmed. Time to
Tripping
take down
major balls. Man,
I'm freaking out, man.
got that hour and 30-minute long bong.
Got some of that green, some of that graft, the Mary Jane.
Got some of that good stuff.
And so we talk about movies outside of the MCU. Like I'm talking about like X-Men movies, Spider-Man movies, movies that aren't part of Marvel Cinematic Universe.
The Minecraft universe, man.
Let's talk about Minecraft. Let's talk about John Carter.
I hated that movie beyond
What?
comparison.
Batman and
Carter.
Robin.
Mr. McGuinn's wondering. Mr. McGuinn's wondering Torium.
Oh, one movie I've never seen and I never want to.
Stay calm, Henry. I'm on my way.
What?
So should we talk
Mr.
about
McGorm's under
the
more
worst films?
I'll go ahead and.
Oh yeah.
Perhaps that should be a topic for another podcast, though.
Okay.
I feel like we could make another episode out of that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Oh, yeah.
so many. Maybe not Marvel-wise. We'd probably have to do both Marvel and DC. All
And I'd have to
superheroes
then
in
I'd have to
general as
watch
well.
some DC movies.
We're looking at you, Howard the Duck.
We're looking at you, Batman and Robin, and Batman Forever for that matter. Any Schumacher film. Let's just rant
Schumacher.
about the Schumacher films.
Yeah, Avatar.
Which
Schumacher
Avatar?
didn't make Avatar. That was Shyamalan.
Shyamalan, yeah, Shyamalan.
You think she's
They could make a podcast about Shyamalan alone.
Shyamalan and
He
Schumacher.
did, he did Devil. He did Lady in the Water. He did Avatar with Ong. I wasn't even a big fan of the series, and still Ong. I can feel your anguish. Are you angry that he did all that?
Okay, so this is coming from a dude who has watched every single Avatar movie or Avatar episode at least 5 times.
Well, why'd you do
If
that,
you-
Gilbert?
And owns the DS game. I can attest to
Yeah,
that.
and owns the DS game, yes. I own the DS game. If you are gonna make a movie about one of the best
Hold on,
animes of all time, and then not even pronounce the name right, then you, sir, do not deserve to be a film writer.
But yeah.
Yeah, like if you're making a film about one of the best kids shows / animes of all time, you do not deserve to have the title to write any of the Avatar films.
Neither do I.
Because I loved that. I loved the series.
It's not like Shyamalan is necessarily a bad filmmaker either. He's got a mixed bag. I mean, The Sixth Sense was an excellent movie. Let's see,
Sixth Sense.
Unbroken
he made
was
Unbroken?
an excellent movie. And
made
while it's
Unbroken?
debatable, a lot of people enjoy the movie Signs, which he made. And more recently, he did he's got a TV series going, which is doing great. And
What's
he
that?
did that one. He did a TV show that's doing great. I forgot the name. And he recently made that one movie with the grandmother, with the grandparents, where it's like, "Can you clean the oven?"
Oh, that one,
That's all I know about
the
it.
or whatever.
Yeah, The Visit,
Kill Robin.
Yeah.
which got mixed reviews.
Speaking of Avatar, I think they will not make another one of the Shyamalan movies. I was looking forward to it, and then like,
You had your hopes and dreams crushed.
as a I'm not gonna say a hardcore fan, but I'm gonna say as an avid fan of the Avatar series, I was very.
Were you did you walk out of the theater?
No, because I was like 7 when I saw it. But no, that's a lie. It was like 2 years ago. Though I wanted to.
So yeah. Fool's Paradise, man.
Fool's Paradise podcast, the podcast with problems.
Are you guys?
Podcast with problems.
Wait,
You
are
got
you guys
that
going
right.
to end
So,
it now?
Speaking of, Mason, get us a capture card.
Yeah,
okay.
Mason, we need capture cards. Are you at the Harley Quinn boss battle yet, Mason?
I mean, I knocked her out.
Oh, are you carrying her now?
No,
Oh, you already carried her to the place?
no. I did the dual team takedown on her.
Because this could be
What?
considered pedophilia.
What?
No, she's an adult.
Well, if it's like between the ages of like 50 years of age, it can be considered pedophilia no matter the age.
What?
Imagine like it's like a
What can I say?
90-year-old dude
We need to get back to the
doing
cell.
it with like a
You take Brown. I've
like a
got Quinn.
30-year-old woman.
I can't.
I don't think
pedophilia.
that's...
I should get her
is
locked
it?
up in a
I
cell.
don't think...
I
I thought that was
don't-
only
I don't know.
under 8. What?
I thought
No.
it,
What?
I
I'm
think
confused. What?
I don't know.
is where you've trapped
We
yourself.
went from DC to pedophilia.
You went from DC to pedophilia.
Yeah, shut up.
Why did you start talking about that anyways?
I don't like. You said you were carrying Harley Quinn over your shoulder. I'm like, ooh, that can be considered pedophilia.
Oh yeah.
Someone will sue you for that.
It's only like, Batman's only like 30, 40 or something.
Well, I mean, he's old enough.
No, you said you were talking about like extremely old people and like what? I'm very confused right
Talking about
now.
Herbert, man.
Robin,
Oh.
trap the cell.
How did you get to Herbert?
I don't know. Just don't question it and move on to the next
I
topic.
want to question it. That was weird.
Don't move, Robin.
Well, guess what? It's too
You
late.
killed them, didn't you, Henry?
Now
Yeah,
you're
that's
making me
alright.
feel weird because I've got a big Harley Quinn poster in my room as well as right next to a big Arkham Knight poster, which is also right next to an X-Men poster board thing, which is across the wall from a Marvel poster, which is across the wall from Captain America: The First Avenger poster, which is kind of across the wall from my custom photoshopped Batman: The Cons of Justice poster, which is terrible because that looks terrible because I made that in like 4th grade using like GIMP,
Go to hell.
which is next to my medieval Batman drawing, which is across from my box set of Batman: The Court of Owls with the Court of Owls mask, as well as on a shelf with my baby Groot and Daredevil keychain, Funko Pop, whatever. This is weird. I've got an obsession. Take me to the nearest mental institution. I'm stuttering. Who am I? Michael J. Fox. Yes, that too. I don't know my problems, man. I'm crazy. I'm droning on and on. This is getting awkward. This is getting sad. This is getting sad. This is getting awkward. I'm done.
Dude. Yeah, okay. Thank you for tuning in to
Just ate a
the.
lot of. I ate a Snickers bar. I'm
Thank you
ranting
for
now. I'm
tuning
watching
into
footage
the
of
Fool's
Injustice. I'm not gonna.
Paradise
I'm not gonna stop. No, Gilbert. No.
don't know which side to root for.
Thank you for tuning into the Fool's Paradise podcast.
Frank Miller's crazy.
Wait, are we
The
stopping
Master
it?
Race. Are we stopping
This-
it?
Well, it's been an hour and 30 minutes.
It's been an hour.
Has.
No, it hasn't.
When did we start?
Gilbert, it's been an hour. It's been an hour and 2 minutes.
Well, guess what? It's like a long time.
Hey,
No,
perhaps
you know what?
we could talk about. Perhaps we could talk about our favorite Marvel characters in the cinematic universe.
Captain America and would Guardians of the Galaxy be considered in the
Yeah.
I need
universe?
to stop Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Okay, then Captain America
I'm locking myself.
and Star-Lord.
What if you
I gotta
Yeah.
go with
Closely-
like some Star-Lord,
Closely-
Tony Stark, Captain America.
Closely
Captain
followed by Groot.
America, Ant-Man, probably.
Ant-Man.
Groot.
Yeah, Ant-Man.
Groot.
Mhm.
I like Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rocket.
Rocket was fun.
But yeah,
Loki, Ultron,
Jarvis.
Ultron,
Jarvis, yes.
Jarvis, Vision,
Vision,
Scarlet
yeah,
Witch.
done it. Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver. We're just naming characters.
Yeah, we're just all of them are good characters. Pretty
Yeah.
much. Let's talk about some bad ones. The elf dude from
Hawkman.
Malekith from Thor
Hawkeye,
2.
Hawkman, whatever.
The elf dude, Hawkeye.
Hawkeye's a good character. You're gonna make friends.
He's so underrated, dude. Come on, man.
Understand? You can take on the whole.
I know, Tim. I'll stop Scarecrow.
Let's see. Oh, Stan Lee cameos. What are the best Stan Lee cameos?
The one in Age of Ultron, where he
Yeah,
gets
that
into
was
the
fun.
hospital.
What about the cameo of Stan Lee in event in Winter Soldier where he's a security guard?
You trained me.
Yeah, that was.
Or
pretty
the
good.
one in even the one in the Avengers where they're interviewing him on TV and he's like, "Superheroes in New York? You gotta be kidding me!" Or something
Yeah,
like that,
that
something
was
along those
weird.
lines. I'm sure I'm paraphrasing or getting it wrong or whatever. You know, basic concept though.
Yeah.
So yeah, characters, cameos, any other stuff you'd like to discuss?
Mason, would you like anything else to discuss?
I don't know. I mean,
Are you guys hoping for like Daredevil and Jessica
I'm excited for. Yeah, I'm excited for
Cinematic
them.
Universe?
Hold
Yeah, I
on.
hope that they do come sometime soon.
Yeah,
Because Daredevil was amazing, season 1 at least.
yeah. And I don't know
Obviously,
about.
I don't know about season 2, and I
I
don't know about Jessica
Jessica
Jones, seeing as how they have
but-
yet to come out. I'm pretty excited for Jessica Jones because the trailers look pretty amazing. And it looks like we're gonna get another great villain with the Purple Man, Zebediah Killgrave. I mean, that dude, Zebediah Killgrave. Zeb zab 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 Zebediah.
Excellent.
But yeah, Gilbert, have you seen Daredevil season 1?
Whoa.
I have
Did you
not.
get that, Bats? Kid's not yours anymore.
Why is that, Gilbert? Is there a reason? Is there a reason,
Not
Gilbert?
Mine,
No.
mine. To
not.
do with as I wish.
Exactly. That's all I'm gonna say.
Do you kiss
Sean.
problem?
It's like that one lady in the episode of Game of Thrones where she's walking behind Cersei and she's ringing the bell. Shame. Shame.
Of course, sir.
Shame. Shame.
Stand a tattletale.
Tis.
That's why I like to work alone.
Tis.
No one to spoil
Tis.
the punchline. You should try it
What?
sometime. After
Tisk,
all,
tisk,
you've
tisk.
seen what happens when you drag your friends into this crazy
I'm
game.
shaming you. You need to watch Daredevil season 1 though, because it's good. I mean, it's got people being decapitated by car doors. What more could you possibly want?
Yeah.
That does sound pretty majestic.
It does.
I don't
So
know
yeah, what
to
part are
do.
you at in Arkham Knight now, Mason?
Well, I just saw one of the last Jason Todd things where he gets shot.
Yeah,
Get in the cell.
that part's sad.
Only choice we have left.
The whole Jason Todd torture scenes, they're sad. Which, I mean, in the new Batman solo movie that Ben Affleck may be working on, it said that it's going to involve Red Hood. So I'm hoping that it is the Under the Red Hood storyline and the Death in the Family storylines that they do, where he's killed and then comes back as the Red Hood. Because the Red Hood is a genuinely fascinating character. Jason Todd, he wasn't that great as Robin. I mean, his claim to fame is dying pretty much as Robin. But whenever he came back as the Red Hood, it really reinvigorated the character and brought him new life. And the fact that even though now he's closer allies with Batman again, the fact that he still is an anti-hero, the fact that he'll still go out and, you know, really harm some criminals is still interesting to me. What do you guys think about that? The Red Hood being incorporated in there.
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good. All good.
I don't
So
know what
yeah,
the
I
heck
think
that was.
we're just kind of continuing on now. You think we should bring it into the podcast?
I believe we
Yeah.
should.
Yeah, it looks like we're cutting things a little bit short this time. Thank you for
Yeah.
tuning in to the Fool's Paradise
Paradise
podcast.
podcast.
With
The podcast with
problems.
problems. Okay.
And goodbye.
Yeah, you kind of ruined it, Gilbert. You just